And now a story about a legend from the past, a man who was in the first class of LPB's Louisiana Legends. Baton Rouge native Gene Callahan, big name in the television and film industry, a two-time Oscar winner in set design, art direction. He told the LA Times in an interview it was his job to get the right look and feel for a show, from locations and interiors. Memories of Callahan came rushing back for us this week when a Baton Rouge woman walked into our studios saying that she had this amazing memorabilia that was his, apparently left behind in the house that he grew up in, and she inherited it. That's where our story begins.
I want his story to be seen and heard.
The story Gina Gaspard of Baton Rouge wants to be seen and heard is captured in a gold mine of American television and film history. It belonged to Gene Callahan, a Baton Rouge native and one of Hollywood's most accomplished art directors and production and set designers of all time. He twice won Academy Awards out of 4 nominations.
I left Louisiana 43 years ago. Not to escape, but to seek a career that seemed impossible to pursue here.
A belated thank you, Barbra Streisand. He did Funny Girl.
There are personal notes like that one from Barbra Streisand and letters, dozens and dozens of them, and hundreds of photographs as Callahan worked to get the right look and feel for a movie set. A time capsule of TV and film history left behind in these boxes. So how did Gina, a complete stranger, come to own Callahan's memorabilia? 1951 Wisteria Avenue in Baton Rouge's Garden District is the house where Gene Callahan grew up and lived until after he left LSU and Louisiana and began his career. Gina rented that house in 1995, several years after his death. You are not a relative.
I am not a relative.
You had never met Gene Callahan. How did you ever come to possess these treasures?
I was living in his house, renting it, and the bank called. I knew it was going to be, they were going to sell it. And they said, if you want anything in there, take it, because we're coming tomorrow with a truck and everything in there is going to the dump. So I thought maybe there's a headboard back there,
right,
some piece of furniture, a lamp, something like that. And on the way out, I saw this, the Oscar.
Actually, the Oscar nomination plaque Callahan received in the art direction category from 1964. It's for the film America, America, directed by the great Elia Kazan. It won Callahan his second Oscar. He won his first 2 years earlier for The Hustler with Paul Newman. Among the findings, photos of Natalie Wood, who starred in Splendor in the Grass with a then unknown Warren Beatty.
I'm awful glad to see you again.
Thanks, Bud.
Callahan was one of LPB's first Louisiana legends. This is from his acceptance in 1990. In which he speaks almost prophetically about Louisiana's film industry.
My work in film has taken me to cities all over the world, and it gave me a truly wonderful and exciting life. While I was away, I convinced several producers, including the irascible Otto Preminger, that they could make their films here in Louisiana. They, in turn, sang our praises to other producers, which possibly may have encouraged others to come here. Louisiana has so much to offer. It has greatly varied geography, with lovely modern cities, small picturesque towns and villages and exotic swamps, bayous, vast plains and rolling hills, and well-maintained historical sites. To this, we can add skilled labor who have helped the producers and filmmakers capture Louisiana on film. And finally, we add our legendary hospitality, which has seduced every company that I know that has worked here. I have now finally retired to Baton Rouge, though it was said that you can't go home again. they were wrong. I am home, and maybe I never really left.
Callahan was so genuine and unaffected by his fame, loved by so many people that I've talked with this week who knew him.
Yeah, and I think it's amazing that she was able to find all of this stuff just sitting in her house.
Yeah, it was in the back of the house.
So there's much more about Callahan in our Louisiana Digital Archives website at ladigitalmedia.org.
That's right. You can learn about his life for this generation.